everybody, it's Matt with Mikey Designs and Silkscreens here, and I had a request for a video on how to make a underbase for printing colors on top, and that was a request by Jason, and so I'm going to make a quick little video real quick just to kind of show how I go about setting up the artwork and printing that. And so what I'm going to use is this artwork here, and as you can see it's going on a dark garment, and so I'm just going to grab this artwork and I'm going to bring it over to my template that I've created, and I'm going to print this at 11 inches wide. Okay, and so there we are, 11 inches wide. I'm just going to cut the artwork and paste it. Excuse me, I don't know what happened there, but so I'm going to cut the artwork and paste it in the center, and since this is how the artwork is going to print, I'm going to go ahead and set it up that way. And you'll see I've already got spot colors made out here. Over here in my swatch palette, I've got a yellow, pink, and a gray, but in this instance, instead of doing a gray, we're going to print a white, so I'm just going to change that and call it white. And instead of making it an actual white, I'm going to do about a 15% cyan, so I can see the actual white color there. And so now what I'm going to do in order to create an underbase is I need to take all this artwork and make it tell the computer that I want it to print out as white. Okay, so right now my artwork is grouped. I'm going to go ahead and hit Command-Shift-G and ungroup the artwork. And I'm going to copy the yellow and the pink here. I'm going to hit Command-C and copy it. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to select the artwork. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn it, I'm going to fill it white. So I'm going to come over here to my swatch palette and make it white. So now we've got our underbase going, and the next step is to basically paste your color on top of your white. So I'm going to hit Command F, so it will paste it directly on top of that white underbase that we just made, and I put it on a new layer so I can turn it on and off. And now the trick to printing your color on top of an underbase and there not being any white around the edges is you have to either choke your underbase down by 2 points, or you have to bleed out your color. So since we have this white diamond over here, I'm just going to go ahead and bleed the artwork past the white underbase. And how you do that is you select your for, in this example, your pink, and you want to put a stroke on it. And so I'm going to take pink and I'm going to put a stroke, and right now there's just a 1 point stroke on it. If I hit undo and redo, you can see I put a stroke on it. But what I'm wanting is about 1 point all the way around. When it's a stroke and you set it to 1 point, it's basically really only half a point. So in order to make that a full point, you want to put 2 in there, and now we'll have a 1 point stroke to the outside of the artwork all the way around. And I'm going to go ahead and do that for the yellow as well. I'm going to go ahead and put a yellow stroke on there and turn that to 2 points. And so now you'll see that there's a stroke on the outside of both the yellow and the pink. And if you now the next thing we need to do is we're going to have to set the color to overprint. And how you do that is you select overprint fill, and we also want the stroke to overprint, and so we're going to click overprint stroke. If you don't do that, then basically your white underbase won't print. The only thing that would print would be this white diamond. So by telling it overprint fill, you're telling it to print the white underbase that we have here, and also the color on top. And one thing, if you have Illustrator, one thing that's helpful is to go to printing and proofing, and you can select over here where it says overprint preview. We're going to select that, and so now we're in overprint preview mode. And if I zoom in, you can see where the yellow bleeds past the actual white underbase, or what will be our white underbase. And so that's how you set up a white underbase, and you print color on top. You can either choke it back, or as I did in this example, bleed it out. A choke, the way you would choke it, basically, instead of having a stroke here, see, I removed my bleed, and basically what you would do is you would select your white underbase, and you would take just a white, regular white color, and put your 2-point stroke on that. And now we'll turn our colors that are going to overprint back on, and you'll see that the area that's going to print here is 1 point. So you basically, it's the same effect, but in this instance, this particular example, now how I got it set up, I've choked it down. Sometimes you might not want to choke it down when you have some artwork that's really thin. If you choke it back, you might lose some of your artwork in the underbase, and you want your underbase to be your underbase basically will back up the color that's going on top. Say for instance, if you're printing on a black shirt and you choke back your artwork, you know, the yellow and the pink isn't going to show up on that t-shirt, on a black t-shirt so well. So let's say for instance there's some artwork that has some really thin lines. If you choked it back, then you're not going to really see that part of the artwork because you removed your underbase underneath it. I hope that makes sense. And so the next step would be just to go ahead and to print out your artwork, do separations, and you have your white and your pink, and you would go ahead and send that to your RIP. And one more thing before we go, I want to show you how I did this on press. Here's my white underbase, okay, and you'll see that the white underbase went down. Apologize, I'm trying to get this to show up quicker here, and there we go. So my white underbase went down, right? And then the yellow went down, and the pink right on top of that. And here are some close-up pictures of how that actually looks with the ink kind of bleeding off the base. And here's a close-up of the yellow. You can see where the yellow's bled past the base here. And so that's how you set up a underbase and overprinting color on top. I hope this was helpful. Jason, this is for you and everyone else out there that needs some help. thanks again for stopping by, and I'm Matt with Mikey Designs and Silk Screens, and stop by and check out some more of my videos coming up in the future. Thanks.